Hi children, good morning. This is your social science class. Hope you enjoyed your Deepavali safe and well. Okay, we are in geography lesson number 6, weather and climate. Isn't it? What is weather? Yes, the state of atmosphere at a specific time at any one particular place is weather. Then climate is known as the average weather condition over a long period of time, isn't it? Then we saw about the difference between weather and climate, isn't it? Then we saw about three heat zones. What are they? Yes, torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Torrid zone, it lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Then the temperate zone. How many temperate zone are there? Yes, there are two temperate zone. One is north temperate zone, another one is south temperate zone. Then we saw about frigid zone. So where the frigid zones are? Two frigid zone. Yes, one is in the north pole, another one is in the south pole. Then we saw the temperature of the atmosphere. What is the temperature? Yes, temperature is the degree of hotness and coolness of the air. Then we knew that the another word for solar radiation is insolation. Then we saw about the measurement of temperature. We know that thermometer is an instrument which is used to measure what? Measure temperature. Then we learnt about range of temperature. What is range of temperature? Yes, range of temperature is a term used to calculate the difference between the maximum and minimum temperature. Then we saw about atmospheric pressure, isn't it? So, thermometer, what we are doing? Yes, we are calculating temperature, isn't it? Like that barometer is there to calculate atmospheric pressure. Two types of barometer are there, children. One is mercury barometer, another one is aneroid barometer. Okay, millibar is the unit which is used to calculate which one? Calculate the atmospheric pressure. Then we learnt about pressure belts. How many pressure belts are there? Four major pressure belts. One is equatorial low pressure belt, another one is subtropical high pressure belt. Another name for equatorial low pressure belt is doldrum, and subtropical high pressure belts another name is Hawes latitude. Then subpolar low pressure belt, another one is polar high pressure belts. Okay, then we saw about planetary wind system. Okay, so this is saying about wind. This is saying about wind. What is air current, children? Yes, the vertical movement of air is called air current. The another name for planetary winds are permanent winds or else prevailing winds. So there are three type of planetary wind. What are they? Trade winds, western, lies, and polar winds. So westerlies are also called as anti-trades. Why? Because it is generally from west to east. They are opposite direction of the trade winds. So we call the westerlies as anti-trades. Then another one is polar winds, isn't it? So polar winds are also known as polar easterlies because they blow the wind to the east direction. So that's why. Then we learnt about periodic winds. Okay, the another name for periodic winds are yes, seasonal winds. So there are two main types of periodic winds. They are monsoon winds and land and sea breezes. What are they? Monsoon winds. Another one is land and sea breezes. Yes. What is sea breeze, children? Yes. The difference of air pressure, a cool wind start blowing from the sea towards the land during the daytime, that is known as sea breeze. Okay, if the day breeze start blowing from the land to sea is known as land breeze. Okay, if it is land to sea, we say it as land breeze. If it is sea to land, we say it as sea breeze. Then we saw about three local winds. What are they? Yes, Lu, Chinook, and Fohan. Then we read about local storms. What are the local storms? Yes, tornado, hurricane, and typhoons. Okay, these three things are known as local storms. It causes great destruction to the people, lives, and their property. Now we move to the new topic called humidity, which is in page number 149. Okay, so what is humidity, children? Yes, the amount of water vapor present in the air is known as humidity. The presence of water vapor changes from place to place. If the humidity is high, then the temperature is also high. If the temperature is low, the humidity is also low. Okay, then there is an instrument called hygrometer, which is used to calculate humidity. What is the name of the instrument? Yes, hygrometer. Humidity is expressed as absolute humidity and relative humidity. Then the actual amount of water vapor present in the air is known as absolute humidity. Okay, then the percentage of the amount of moisture the air could hold, that is nothing but what? That is relative humidity. Then the absolute humidity is totally independent according to the temperature. But what about relative humidity? Yes, if the temperature goes up, relative humidity goes down. If the temperature goes up, then relative humidity goes down. The next topic is evaporation. We know about the process in the children. So evaporation is the process that changes liquid into vapor. Okay, the process that changes liquid into vapor. Evaporation take place at all places, though it is land, though it is sea, river, lake, wherever it is. So it happens everywhere. Next, we are going to see about condensation. Okay, the air contains maximum amount of water vapor. Okay, it is known as saturated. The air contains maximum amount of water vapor. It is saturated. Okay, the temperature at which air gets saturated is known as dew point. The temperature at which air gets saturated is known as dew point. If the temperature of the saturated air reaches below the dew point, which point reaches below the dew point, the water vapor begins to change into droplet of water. Okay, see this beaker, children. So half of the beaker is full of which wine? Somewhat a hot beverage, isn't it? And then the remaining beaker containing some droplets, isn't it? This is due to because of condensation. Because of which wine? Because of condensation. Then the important forms of condensation are dew, frost, fog, and clouds. Okay, these things we see in the next class. Shall we recall what we have seen today? Yes, we saw about humidity, evaporation, and condensation today, isn't it? So, the amount of water vapor present in the air is called as humidity. It varies from place to place. Okay, humidity can be measured by using an instrument called hygrometer. Humidity is expressed as two things. One is absolute humidity, another one is relative humidity. Then we saw about evaporation. We know evaporation is the process that changes liquid into vapor. Then we saw about condensation. If the temperature of the saturated air reaches below which point? Reaches below the dew point, the water vapor begins to change into droplets of water. Then this process called as condensation. That's all for today's class, children. Thank you. Be safe at home, dears.